Ford 5R44E teardown inspection. It has been a very long time since I've taken one of these apart, so my nomenclature is probably going to be off a little bit. I'll correct myself as I go. Looks like it is hemorrhaging. I have it set on its anus right now. Okay. And the first thing I did was pull the torque converter out. It slid straight out before I stood it up. I do already have the pan with the bolts missing off of it. I had the filter that I took out before I pulled the transmission out. However, the first thing I am going to do here is pull the pan back off. 13mm bolts all the way around. I have just a couple left in it. This is a Ford remanufactured transmission that I put in just about 3 years ago. And it's lost reverse, first, second, and fifth gears, I believe. If you have a 5R44 in your vehicle, I do not advise getting a Ford reman transmission, as I've seen them reuse servos and seen a lot of issues out of the transmissions. Don't remember if I said already, but this is probably going to end up being a core because the Ford and overdrive bands are obsolete through Ford. So please don't mind the mess on the table here. Gasket. Ooh. Okay. Down to the meat and biscuits here. Let's get this valve body out. Disconnect and remove the solenoid harness. These just pop right off here. And there's 4 of them here. Pop the retainers out of this plate here. Another one right there. And it is now out of the way. Now let's, according to the shop manual, want to get the reverse servo out. That is 10mm bolts right here on each corner. And ooh, there comes all the goodies coming out of there. Not just the liquid, the bolts, gasket, and servo cover for reverse. I'm going to put that in the pan with all the metal shavings so that it gets all dirty. Okay. There's the reverse servo. It's got a seal on it and in there as well. Inspect the pin for damage and scoring. Alright. There's a piece of debris in there. Right there. Almost looks like a part of a bearing. Now we can focus our attention on pulling the valve body. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do here is get this detent out of the way. 10mm. And put that in the messy fluid there. And do not take the gold-colored bolts out. There should be 2 of them. There's one right here. And that's all I see. But the other 23 10mm bolts you can zip out. You want to see? You want to see it? Here we go. Whoa, it's going to tip over. Fast forward time. It looks like a bolt like this little short one can stay in. It's just holding this thingy here to the valve body, not the valve body to the case. Okay, the transmission has started hemorrhaging, so I believe the valve body is about ready to come out. So I'm going to do the right thing and pull it out with one hand and not support the transmission. Ooh, okay. There she is. Let's see all the debris on this side. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mmm. Delicious. Oh, to the 400 of you that are following my Fiesta engine project videos, there's a holdback and it'll be about another week before I have a video, most likely. But let's go ahead and remove these sensors off the side. Looks like a 10mm right here and here. Nope, use a Torx 30. That's a dirty table. And right here you are. Get on. I broke it loose off camera. See? And jiggle these out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't going to be good. All that metal. This one's locked up in there. Let me teach you a little trick if your sensors are locked up. No, don't do that. It's, like I said, this is most likely going to be a core. I'm going to pry that out. These are your speed sensors, by the way. No debris on that one. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to keep this on for now. If I have to remove it, I'll remove it. But on a 5R44, you have a detachable bell housing. Zip all these bolts out. 17 millimeter. Be careful not to strip these out. Oh my goodness. You don't want to strip these out. Alright, but go ahead and impact those out. They're not too tight or anything. Listen to myself here. All the way around. Keep in mind these bolts do have little seals on them. You need to recover and replace if necessary. Okay. Looks like one of them's stuck in there, so just keep that in mind. All of the bolts are out now, and it's stuck. A couple light love taps all around later. There it comes. I'm going to pull it off with both hands and flip it upside down over there. And just like that, it slid straight up and went down here. That looks like it's going to be the pump there. There's a set of roller bearings on here, bushing in there and on the other side. And there should be a gasket, yeah, right here. And there's one of the O-rings. So, like I said, it's going to probably be a core, but so I'm not going to take the pump apart, but it looks like it's just Torx 30, I believe. And the pump will come apart, replace all the bushings and seals in there. Gasket. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this washer off here. Sit it on there. Next, it looks like you're going to want to take the servos out for the front band, and I believe that's the overdrive band. They make a special tool that you can bolt right here, and it kind of pushes down on this to get to the snap ring. You see the little ridges right there on the snap ring. Maybe through all that dirt. But there's also a provision here for a screwdriver. I'm going to try to just pop that out. Yeah, that ought to work. I'm going to repeat right here. Ooh. Alright, they're both out. So those right here. Utilizing a screwdriver in that provision, I have popped out this servo cap here, and on the opposite end I kind of tapped that way with a screwdriver. In doing so, I have successfully gouged the housing here. Okay. But it's okay. It's probably going to be a core, and these should be replaced anyway because they get rusty. Alright. You are going to want to repeat that on this one as well. But here's your front band. Oh, come here. This is your front band servo here. There we go. Inspect the molded seal for damage. Just probably should replace the servo anyway if you're rebuilding yours. Here's your spring. Return spring for the servo. The servo boards like to wear out on here. They have a Rotunda has a repair sleeve that where you drill or ream the hole out and hammer a bushing in for these two. So you should do that. This bottom one was easy with the screwdriver and hammer trick. Ooh. It's not a trick, it's the wrong way of doing it. But yeah, there's your cap. I believe that is the overdrive band. It's been a long time since I've been in one of these. Spring. There we go. It's empty. Now we can go further in here. Correction, that is the intermediate band, and that's the forward band. Oh, by the way, your band adjustments are right here. You see these nuts and studs? You want to back the nuts off and run the stud in until it touches and back it off about 2 turns. Look up the spec to be sure, but I believe that's right. And then you want to torque the nut after that. I am going to go ahead and remove these to aid in the removal of the bands. 19 millimeter. Uh-oh. Issue. Gonna have to take that range sensor off. I believe you will need to align it, so you'll need to get an alignment tool to get the range sensor aligned when you put it back on. Okay. I'll get to that in a moment, but as you can see, the band is now loose, so you can take that out. With the rod loose here, I've successfully dropped the retaining strut right there. See? I dropped that. But at least now I can slide the band out. Need to get it around that strut as well. Okay, and there's your front band. Replace it, just get a new one. This one looks okay. It's got some burn marks on it. I should replace it, and these are obsolete, so that will cause cap the transmission in my case to say replace. However, I'm going to go further here. Utilizing a magnet, I'm going to get that little strut out of there. Up, come on. There it is. Okay. Let's get this, okay, there's the input shaft. Alright, looks like about the same size, but just keep this orientated right. So I'm going to flip it and stick it in here so that I know which way it goes. Next, I'm going to pull this drum out of here. Forward drum, I'm not too sure. It's been a long time, since I've been in here. It looks like it splines to this gear here, potentially. There we go. There's a clutch pack in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that snap ring out and look at the clutches. There we go. I'm going to keep that near this band here so I know which drum I go to. Clean your table first, don't be like me. Okay. And there's just the piston, so stick that right there. And these clutches appear to be in good condition. No burn marks, no warpage. Okay. Ooh. There's that. Make sure you keep that orientated right there. There's a bearing here and a bearing on here. Check those for pitting or damage. It's a Planetary. Check the teeth for broken teeth. Make sure the pins for the Planetary are good and they don't cause the gears to wobble. There's a bushing in there as well. So, all right, moving on here. Replace that sensor every time you're in here, because if that sensor fails, you'll have to tear the transmission back down to get to it. That shaft I just pulled out does have a bearing on it to check. Feels good. Alright, next you want to get the center support out here. It does have a snap ring. See? You want to pop that out. There's an opening to the snap ring right in here. Anyway, so you want to pop that snap ring out with a pick, and then you're going to want to unbolt the sensor and pull the pigtail out through here and get the sensor aside. And also there's a torque screw that holds the center support on right there. You want to take that screw out. Correction, that's an Allen screw in there. 5 millimeter. That thing was tight. Screwdriver, snap ring, rotate, pull out. And now, with all those things out of the way, there's the nut plate for that 5 millimeter. This should, in theory, come out Yeah. Oh yeah, the servo thing. To remove the servo thing, pull this rod out of here. And then it's going to be fun to put back together. It's like a puzzle. That's messy once again. Okay, but now get this strut out of the way. Keep that with the other parts there. And you can pull the center support out. Bearing, check that. Is there a bushing? No. Yeah, there's a bushing right here. And it's worn. Okay. Now repeat what you did before with that adjuster here. Take the two 8mm bolts off in this to slide the range sensor off. Then you'll be able to get to that nut here, back it off, and then get this band out of here. With the two 8mm bolts off, I just rotated this out of the way. Now I'm going to get to that. Okay. Now you can reach in and get your band out, and that anchor's going to fall. Okay. Utilizing a long pair of needle nose pliers, I reached in and grabbed the band. And there's your intermediate band. A little bit of burnage on it, not too much. And the anchor did fall down in there. I will need both hands for this, but I'm going to just grab onto this drum here and pull straight out with it. There she is. And it's got a bearing on it here. Okay, it had a bearing. Oh my goodness, is that... Yeah, I think that's where all the little pieces of bearing came from. That's done for. Looks like that bearing in there might be missing some rollers too. Okay, this is a two-piece drum here. Clutches in here that you can check. Piston and piston seals in there as well. There's another bearing here. And another bearing here. And another set of clutches. Apologies, as I don't know what all these clutches are. I've only taken like one or two of these apart about 7 years ago. But, yeah. There's another burnt bearing. Looks burnt anyway. It might just be black. Stay. Some more bearings. Little tiny Planetary. Ooh, and it's cracked. See? Okay. That doesn't look very healthy down in there. It looks kind of shiny and ate up. Very nice. This broke off. Oof. Okay. His teeth look okay. Okay. Take that bearing out of here. Sit it right here. And this appears to be stuck down in there. I know in a 5R55 there's a snap ring you got to take out, but I don't see one on here, so I believe I have to take the band out now to get that out. And that is your reverse band down there against that drum. Utilizing that long pair of pliers that I got from Harbor Freight, I went down and grabbed it, and it popped up here. And here's your low reverse band. Appears to be an okay shape here. contact points for the anchors and servo. Okay. Yeah, since it didn't have reverse, I was kind of thinking that might be damaged there, but nope. Still stuck in there. Flipped over. Nope. I'm just kidding. There's a snap ring along the edge here. You see that? Yeah, on the edge there. I'm going to pop that out. And also when you're going back together with it, you can use the transmission assembly lube on the band anchors to hold them in place if you're having trouble with that. Utilizing a pick, I've successfully dislodged that snap ring there and got transmission fluid on my camera. Okay. I'm going to put it here and mix it up so I don't know how to put it back together. And should be able to slide this outer shell out now, right here. Yep, utilizing a pick, I popped that Planetary out. No damaged gears. Looks okay. All right. This little cover right here was down on that shaft. I just slid it right up. It was located down on here all the way, and I just popped it out. And that does expose that little tiny snap ring in there you got to take out. After you take that snap ring out, which I won't be doing in this video, you'll be able to slide, sorry for the blurriness, you'll be able to slide that ring gear out in the output shaft and that tone wheel there. And at that point, it will be fully disassembled. And I advise a little pair of snap ring pliers that'll fit down in here, or you can get a long pair and kind of get them down in there like that, but otherwise that's kind of a difficult snap ring to get off. But that's the last step there. Hope this video was entertaining. It's not really a tutorial because I haven't done one of these in forever and I don't remember the names of everything, but hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Thank you.